and hopefully you were able to make it around the store and figure out how to control your avatar. But we're here now to answer any questions that you might have. I'm going to open up the chat just to, take a look here. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask them. And just reading some of the comments here, Bruce, we had Caitlin talk about how she loved how, we were able to find an image of a kiosk on Google and just a flat image and just turn it into a redesign of a kiosk. What are some questions that you think people should have?
I think, first of all, is, why would they want to start to educate themselves in this thing called the metaverse? And not only why, but ask themselves, do they want to be late to the new movement, which is going to happen come what may, because all the big brands and all the big sporting organizations are feverishly trying to catch up on the metaverse. I do know that. And then secondly, if it is sort of kind of the right timing, what is it they should do next? And again, it's and if they don't care about timing, that's okay too. They may just be interested in saying, okay, can I take my existing pretty static online presences, which is typically going to be profile and pages, and can I take that and very simply turn it into a 3-dimensional view of their world to save, their clients or prospective clients steps, time, and money. At the end of the day, time is the biggest saver that you can do. I don't mean savory saver. Time is the biggest thing that you can make most effective for you or your team or your family or just in your personal life. It's really up to you to use time effectively. So,
well, I want to answer your question very directly, but I want to kind of answer it indirectly first. And a lot of times we talk about why should I be in the metaverse? A lot of times we're thinking about it from a business standpoint, like how much traffic am I going to get? How much revenue am I going to get? How many new customers am I going to get? But my original reason for being in the metaverse was very simple. I wanted to create a better way for my industry to connect, and I wanted to be that facilitator. For me personally, what I have gained, I can't put a dollar amount on. Getting access to tools like this and experiences like this and content interaction like this opens up your mind to possibilities that are really helpful with that limitless mindset that, the greats in society are known for preaching about, right? And I'm sure you can name some of them, Deepak Chopra and all these different people that talk about limitless, limitless, limitless. Well, when you see limitless in real life, it just changes everything. You look at life completely differently. That's one reason. Number two, if you're a grandparent, a mom, a sister, an uncle, anyone, you have a family, you have a legacy that is going to be in this space, period. There's no question. And maybe you don't think it's important for you because maybe in your lifetime, it's not going to affect you, but it's going to affect people that you love. It's going to affect people that you care about. It's going to affect people that you take care of, like your employees and your business. And if you don't start to get your hands on, this is huge. There's so many pieces to this. This isn't just like one piece, the metaverse. There's content, there's, experiences, there's videos, there's ideas, there's, phygital, there's, Web3, crypto, there's all these things. And if you just say, no, I don't want to learn about this, you're going to be missing out on, eventually it's going to be such a part of your life, you won't even be able to avoid it. And you won't even be able to be functional. So, I mean, this is not going to stop moving forward. I mean, if you look at ChatGPT in November, I say this all the time, nobody was talking about AI in September of last year. November, they were starting to talk about it because ChatGPT made it mainstream. Now, you can't turn anywhere without hearing about AI. And look at how fast it went mainstream. So if that happens with the metaverse, you'll be freaking out because you have a choice but to create an avatar to do basic things in life. What do you think about that, Bruce?
Yeah, I think you are spot on, at least in terms of where I was being very confused, and I'm less confused now. I love the fact that you talked about legacy and something that not is connected to my story yet, other than through my website. So you can actually click on a button called Rough Around the Edges, and I'm starting to blog about my personal legacy. Again, my technical legacy is pretty well recorded in the items that are already available through the store, but my personal legacy is not. So I've started doing a weekly blog called Rough Around the Edges, and I will actually issue part 6 today, so that'll be my 6th week of doing it. And my plan is to do one blog every week for the next rest of this year. So there'll be 48 to 50, depending on if I take any time off. And the point about that is those are lessons learned from my real life experience, and if I can pass on lessons learned from little micro stories that I'm writing on my blog, then wouldn't that be awesome? Why shouldn't people benefit from my own hardship before and not have to do the things I had to do? So yeah.
Now, you touched on something earlier about the simplicity of your store, but just to go back to that, understand that it's not simple. Because if it was, believe me, everyone would be doing this, right? You go into other metaverse spaces and you almost wonder, why am I here? I mean, there are great communities that are built there and people have fun there, and it is a lot of fun. I've met some amazing people at a spatial party and just having a
Right,
great time. But when you're looking to create business opportunities in the metaverse, a lot of the spaces you go into won't really seem like they're moving in that direction. So what you've created, Bruce, might seem very simple, but it actually is something that a lot of people will model their future development after, because there really
right.
aren't a whole lot of spaces to have a complete shopping experience like that in the metaverse. You're a pioneer.
Well,
But
thank you.
going back to a more advanced execution of the metaverse, we talk about interoperability with regards to technology, but let's just talk about interoperability with the basic sense of a story. Now, you have tons of channels, right? You have blogs, you have LinkedIn, you have YouTube, you have yourself, you have your friends, you have your legacy sprinkled all over the place, but
Right.
somebody has to be like a little bee flitting from Bruce, flower to Bruce flower, getting little pieces to get the whole big picture. The beautiful thing about the metaverse, and you said it at the very beginning of this whole session today, is it's everything in one place. So
Yeah.
you can see the whole story. Normally, you need a little bit of text, a little bit of images, a little bit of video, a little bit of hashtags, and then only then can you begin to understand the gravity of stories of some of these brands. But when you give someone a visualization in the metaverse, it's instant. And that loyalty and that way that people can memorize who you are and what you stand for is really invaluable.
Right. Well, let me come back to simple. I didn't mean to allude to the fact that the technology or what you had to do from an application point of view was simple. What to me was important is having a crisp, simple design so that it's relatively simple to navigate. And that was, as we know, we went back and forth on some of the most minute things that people might see there now and take for granted, but the drive was to make it simple in design and so that people weren't confused like I was, right? So the lessons learned from, if I'm confused, how can I unconfuse it to make the design crisp, appealing, simple? And at the end of the day, it continues with my brand color. I mean, the store colors, shape, feel, style is all about the core of me. And if you want to understand the core of me, just look at the way the rooms are designed.
Well, it's not very different in a physical space, right? If you were to rent out a space and turn it into a
Right.
headquarters, you would make some of the same decisions. You would choose your carpets and your fixtures and everything to fit your brand and your experience.
Yeah.
But just to wrap up here, it was important to strip out all of the extra, bells and whistles and start with the basic, most simple design so that
Yeah.
your visitors could navigate to the things that are most important. And the Omniverse City, when we work with, residents like you that are building stores here, every month we add little features to make it fun to come back to. So
Hmm.
those that come in now, they'll be able to watch your story evolve and grow. And we're just
Right.
so excited to do that together. Do you have any last words for your audience, Bruce? We have a lot of great
Uh,
comments here, by the way. Everyone seems to really love this store. They're congratulating you and just seem to be really excited about this opportunity. So thank you
sure.
again.
And I apologize if I've not been able to respond live. One of my issues with my eye condition I have is I can only focus on one thing at a time. So that's another reason behind the simplicity and fresh look to what we created, because I wanted to accommodate other people that might have focus or potential vision or both issues to still be able to do what they want to do. My passing thoughts are, the store really ultimately is about, I want people to come and be in a community with me. The upper level strategy, not only have everything in one place so that we save time, but come get involved with my community, come and play along with me, as it were. Get confused and then get unconfused with me in that community. And also, watch what happens to that community, because the play piece of me is all around IndyCar as well. And I would love, and I don't know how, but I know one day I'm going to have some pieces in the playroom or play area that are going to directly relate to my passion and love and all the behind the scenes stuff that I get to do with the IndyCar sport. And what a great way to be able to show that off. I want to be able to show exclusive video footage or exclusive pictures that nobody, well, not nobody, people would have very limited reach to be able to get to and still enjoy. So I want people to enjoy those experiences and those making memories like I do through me, and if that impacts somebody in a positive way, even if it's one person a day, I mean, what a great way for me to leave the planet, right? Is to know that I'm impacting at least one person per day. So awesome.
And I want to leave off on something you said, and this is a utility of the metaverse we don't talk about a lot. I grew up at Hialeah Race Speedway. I don't even know if it's around anymore. I know they closed it. Did they open it back again?
No.
Down in Florida, it's still closed, right? I grew up
Yeah.
there. My dad used to sell the seats that hooked on to the benches. I was there every weekend. And I understand the energy and the fun and the
Yeah.
peanuts and the almonds and all the fun stuff that goes on there. But in today's world where nobody does anything physically, a lot of people never grew up around that. And there aren't a lot of ways virtually to access racetracks other than TV. And people might
Right.
not connect the TV with fun and the excitement of it. Now imagine your community, you could share this with them. Imagine if your community
Yeah.
got together and built a racetrack and everybody
Mhm.
participated in it. Racetracks participated in it. Car drivers participated in it. Sports teams and brands participated in it. And somebody could go into your store, they could buy a ticket, they can go to a racetrack and they could decide which track they want to go in.
Right.
Maybe they go
Mhm.
to Indy. Maybe they go to Daytona. Maybe they go to one of the other major racetracks. They can choose which one they go to. These are possible things that our team are capable of building that are far beyond anything in the Omniverse City today. Because, like you, we started very small because
Right.
we didn't want to overwhelm people. But the more we learn about the capabilities, it's very hard to stay contained. It's so exciting to see the possibilities. So, thank you all for coming today and for participating. Thank you, Bruce, for taking this leap of faith. And I'll let you tell your community what happens next. How are you going to integrate your store with your next few months of your life? I know you have a lot going on.
So, one of my concepts is always endless possibilities to have, solutions to problems. So, part of that core is I want to attract people to feel free and happy and wanting to keep coming back to the store as the community. Um, I want them to have a voice and have a say in what they like and don't like. We mentioned that earlier, but I think more importantly, I want people to really know that it's okay to be confused right from the get go. It's okay to not have to know all the terms and know all the technology. That's what you're there for. You can take all of the very simple and sometimes more difficult requests, and you can do the interpretation between what I'm saying as a user or a consumer or now a community owner with my store, and you can create the outcome, the solution, the outcome. So endless
I love that.
possibilities.
You
That's what it's
know,
all. Go ahead.
we've really struggled with what to call people who are moving into these stores. We have quite a few on the ropes that are coming in, doctors, optical shops. We have a lot of
Right.
people that are looking into and moving in. And we were like, do we call them store owners? Not really, because it's more than that. And do we call them? What do we call them? I love community owners, not even
Yes.
community managers, because it's your community and you're
Hmm.
bringing those people in and you're creating a gateway for them, and you're going to connect with such a wider, you mentioned diversity at the beginning of this
Yes.
conversation, a more diverse audience. So your insights are very valuable, Bruce. Thank you for sharing them all.
You're welcome. Yep. Community manager, marketing. It doesn't really matter about the title. It's the concept, right? It's
Mhm.
one place, make it as simple as possible, and make the impact that you can create with that community as far reaching as possible. Make it global. Make it timeless.
Absolutely.
Timeless
Absolutely.
and timeless and no endless possibilities. So, yep.
Accessibility without hundreds of Zoom calls. You heard it here first.
Sure. All right.
Well,
Well,
I'll
thanks
stick around
for.
a little bit for anyone who has any questions. Sorry, Bruce, go ahead. I'll give you the last word.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say thank you. Thank you for everyone that supported. Thank you for anyone that's willing to be confused like I was. We can help unconfuse you. It's not that bad.
We'll see you
So,
guys outside.
all right. Yeah. Thank you.